Excellent. And Rachel, did you also want to do your Mask of the Past now, or did you want to leave that for a little bit later?
I can do Mask of the Past. So narrate a flashback to your childhood when you met a human for the first time. Uh, and so what happened was a small child, about maybe 7 or 8 years old, had gone to the shore with their family. And it was a pretty big family. Lots of brothers and sisters and cousins and nephews and nieces. And so no one really noticed when this child wandered off because he wanted to look at the tide pools because tide pools are cool. Um, but ended up getting separated from his family because he was just super into like, oh, what's in this one? What's in this one? And just leapfrogging from tide pool to tide pool. And Neve was first made aware of it when she heard him crying. And that's when she walked up, also a child around the same age, uh, and introduced herself, uh, asked, very Neve questions about where's your coat? Why don't you have one? Um, what do you mean you can't swim? Well, okay, if you can't swim, then I guess we'll just stay on the shore. Uh, and, she told him everything that she knew about ocean life. Like, oh yes, that's an urchin. Don't touch them, 'cause it hurts. But sometimes you can get a dolphin to smash one open for you, and it's really tasty when they do that. Um, and they just sort of kept each other entertained until his family finally found him. And, when the family asked what he'd been up to, he was like, "Oh, I was playing with the nice girl." "Oh, what nice girl? Is there another lost child here?" But by that point, Neve had returned to seal form and had dived into the waves.
Love that. So good.
Thank you.
Such a precious little baby. All right.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and introduce our unseen, and then we'll take our uh, last break here. We're going to be doing the Browns Hotel on line 21 of the Unseen tab. None of the 117 rooms at Brown's Hotel on Albemarle Street are the same, though they each have housed some of the most fashionable people you'll find in London or anywhere. A concierge, Teddy Miller, delights in spying on the hotel's posh clientele. The first prompt will be for Amy. The second one for Ben.
Was the first prompt enough for everyone typically? No.
Typically, but not this one. This one is not a paint the scene.
Interesting.
It doesn't have a paint the scene one even.
Hmm.
Third one will be for Rachel. And I'll go ahead and take the fourth one since Aaron is not here. All right. And with that, let's go ahead and take our next break. We'll be back on the 20 of the hour.
I don't like mine. It's creepy and not in a good way.
Do you want to change it?
No, it's fine.
Welcome back. We are going into our night phase. And to start that off, we go to our unseen. Once again, this is the Browns Hotel. None of the 117 rooms at the Browns Hotel on Albemarle Street are the same, though they each have housed some of the most fashionable people you'll find in London or anywhere. A concierge, Teddy Miller, delights in spying on the hotel's posh clientele. Amy, take us away.
He puts his ear against the door of a wealthy young bachelor. My prompt is, what does he hear that makes him desperately want the life of this young bachelor? Okay, oh, right. Because of Echoes in the Night, if I want inspiration for this, I can tie it into stuff which has happened before or could be coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, then. So I remembering the previous scenes. What was that one? That one? That. Okay. All right. He is talking to himself as he's writing a letter back home, saying like, ah, yes, the opium dens here are fantastic. You can find anything that you want there. If you have the right connections, anything is accessible to you. Drugs, fashion, power, the finest outfits. He continues regaling himself with the elegant wonders that he's found. Does that work?
That it does. So I forgot to have us do this in the dusk phase. My bad. But real quick, what is everyone? What would everyone like to get up to during this night phase?
I want to do a vulnerable scene. I also want to pursue the vampire. Either order is fine.
I would like to meet with the seamstress lady that said I should come back. Or well, they said I should come back to meet her at night.
Yes.
And Neve will tag along with whoever doesn't mind having her around.
I definitely don't mind having Neve around. I don't know how well. I mean, I guess going into vampires would also be dangerous. So if Neve would like to come with Call, she's welcome to.
There's also
mean-
a vulnerable move on the table. However, I will remind you all that your plans may or may not come to pass.
I feel like Neve is more into, what? Magical seamstresses? I have a magical garment that needs to be fixed.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That makes perfect sense.
All right. I think let's start off with Dick. Where
okay.
are you going to first off?
I am going back to.
Back to the opium den?
Yes, I'm going to pick up the scent of the blood and then follow it. I'm Mr.
Excellent. All right. I think when you get to the opium den, you notice that the individual in the sun mask is still here. Seems that he's been here all day.
I should talk to him, actually.
Well, lucky for you, as you walk up into the room, he stands and approaches you. And as he does, you're able to see. Oh, that's why I can't find it. It's the wrong page. Haha, genius. See, he has a gold smoking jacket and yellow silk pants, as well as soft slippers on his feet. He approaches you. He says, I saw you here earlier today, did I not?
Richard smiles back, pointed teeth curling at the edges of his grin. He's dressed poorly, but doesn't seem bothered by this, despite how his clothing seems to fit him worse than it did this morning, and the fact he isn't using makeup to hide it. He radiates a, well, immaculate fey energy. The clothing just seems to work, the messy look. Yes, I was here earlier this evening, morning, whatever. I had a bit of a fright, saw something spectacular, and now he leans in. I think I see something amazing.
Indeed. I noticed you exit with some haste earlier, covered in something untoward, perhaps, to some. Please, sit with me. Indulge in the pipe. Regale me with tales, only the likes of which you know.
Richard does so with the boundless confidence of the Fey blood running through him. He's going to join the man, confident that he can um, maintain himself and regale him with stories.
Let's have the information move with presence, please.
Okay. And I'm going to mark off something from his personal quarters. You will immediately recognize it during the explanation. So he picks up his so he starts talking and says, yes, well, I've acquired a number of fantastical objects throughout my career in the Old West and along the seaboard and many oceanic adventures. This, of course, is a symbol. He indicates the belt buckle of my family, the Dashings. We've been a family which has had such extensive wonders throughout our history, such accomplishments. But I like to think that I can do things a little different. He just crumples the belt buckle in his hand and throws it away.
Nice.
Let's make that roll. I roll with no, I don't roll. Yeah, I do roll with
I
advantage
think,
because
actually, I'm going to have you do that at disadvantage as you start coughing up a little bit of blood
okay.
from your bloody lungs.
Wait, does it always do? Oh, I see what it was doing. Okay. All right. So that means that I had advantage, then I take disadvantage, means I'm only taking the first two numbers.
Okay.
Because I already rolled. That is a 4 and a 2 for a 6, plus my presence gets me up to a 7.
Excellent.
That's the middle result, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Call and Neve. You approach the boutique, and it looks much the same as it did to you, Call. in the daylight. But now you can actually see inside clearly as your eyes aren't trying to fight with both of the uh, differing light levels, it having been night inside but day outside earlier.
Right.
And I think I would like us to paint the scene. How can we tell that small, near invisible creatures pick up after this place during the nighttime?
There are little offerings of fresh milk and honey, or little sweet cakes, um, left on like tiny saucers, like not even teacup saucers, more like dollhouse size saucers. So it's just a little bit, and they're placed, high on shelves, just out of the way, and something has clearly been eating them.
What's the name of this location again?
This is the seamstress's boutique.
And the paint the scene question was.
How can we tell that at night, almost invisible, that creatures so small that they're almost invisible are taking care of the place?
That's adorable. There's little doors in the walls and behind the cabinets. They're tiny.
Love that.
There are kind of out of the way, and they've clearly been there a while because they've attracted a bit of dust. It's one of the few things in the shop that has attracted dust. There are these tiny, tiny little banners with "Unionize Now" embroidered on them that have clearly been abandoned there for quite some time.
Oh, this is adorable. Little union busters. Oh, little invisible scabs. And as you approach, you notice all of this. You also see a rose bush with beautiful prize roses covered in spider webs. Something inside it is fluttering about. And then the door to the boutique opens, and you see those two individuals again, the twin assistants to the seamstress. The veils of black lace, the elbow-length satin gloves, and the iridescent ribbons. You came, and you brought someone else as well. There's a glow about you now, though. Something we didn't see before. Something we were blind to. Something we can't take our eyes off anymore. Please, come in.
You're welcome to feast your eyes upon me at your leisure. And I'll hold the door for Neve. Let her go first.
Yeah, walk in.
And who might you be, little one?
Oh, my
I've not.
name's.
I have not. Nope. I will interrupt Neve. I'll say, I have not given my name, and I recommend you not either.
Hmm.
All right.
Very well. Please, Have a seat. Miss Beaumont will be by shortly. And
Thank
for
you.
you, we have something. They fade back into darkness momentarily and emerge with a three-piece suit that shimmers in the moonlight. It seems as if it's lighter than air itself. It's breathable, yet warm, and it's so incredibly beautiful. Probably one of the most beautiful garments you've ever put your eyes on, or I suppose. And when you see it, you want nothing more than to put it on and to never take it off. I would like you to make the night move with sensitivity, please. What are you afraid will happen if you fail?
I'm afraid it'll be the last suit Colliver wears.
It's worse than that. You will be put on display as their most prized work.
Not something he's really too bothered with. I have a weird question, but this is going to determine whether or not I use something.
Mm-hmm.
Does the suit clash with Call's cane?
No, I think it fits exactly with your style.
Damn. Okay. Well, in that case, I will not use that to give myself advantage. I'll just roll it flat. That is going to be a total of a 10 if it's with sensitivity.
Excellent. Neve, as Call begins, talking with these two and doing whatever it is they're starting to do there, what are you doing?
Just poking around at the any clothes that are here or bolts of fabric. Not snooping, just poking around.
Okay. I would like the information move with, I think, reason at disadvantage. As you see looking around, some of the fabric is embroidered with images of the waves of happy sea life fluttering amongst it.
Okay, so remind me how rolling with disadvantage works?
You roll 3 dice and you take the 2 lowest.
Okay. And I'm rolling
This is with reason. Yeah.
Okay. That would be a 6, a 7.
Nice. Excellent. The unseen. Ben, could you please?
Yes. So Teddy, our concierge with no morals, rummages through the personal effects of an actress staying at the hotel while she is out. What does he find that makes him desire her or desire to be her? He finds a number of photographs that she's taken with various people out and about, and these are photographs that clearly were taken by somebody else, but they were clearly taken for her, because as he reads through them, the little kind of like what's been written on them, it fairly quickly becomes apparent that these are not messages from her to her fans. it seems as if these are pictures that she has asked her fans to like write something to her and send back. And it's basically sort of a very a lot of validating messages and compliments and things like that that make him kind of jealous, not of her physically or anything like that, but jealous of the fact that she touches so many people's lives. So many people have these very positive opinions of her, and she just seems to be someone that people genuinely like, and he does not know what that's like.
And Dick, back in the opium den, you are regaling the man in the sun mask, and after your show of strength, you see his head tilt, and then he nods ever so slowly. Yes, indeed. You do have something that others do not, don't you? Something intangible, yet tantalizingly close to manifest. Something just brimming beneath the surface of your smooth complexion. Something terrible, something beautiful. Something you dare not expose to the harshness of this cruel, cruel city, of this horrid world. But there is a world beyond this one, you know. It is like our own world, is, in fact, our world, but impossibly ancient. It's a world where the sun is new, where old spirits and old gods play and make war with one another. I've seen it with all my eyes. It is magnificent and terrible and bloody and every other awful, wonderful thing you could imagine. As I sat there looking upon this place in a time not too far from now, yet infinitely far away, I saw something that shouldn't be there. Something new in this place of old. A Bible. When I picked it up and leafed through it, though, all of the pages telling the story of Noah and his ark had been ripped out. Maybe this has something to do with why you find yourself frequenting this spot. That's your clue, is the Bible. And as he says this, I think he picks up the belt buckle that you destroyed and twirls it around in his hands, presses it up against his mask, and the metal seems to flow into it, becoming part of it. As your complication, I'm going to have you remove that from your sheet, your belt buckle.
Okay, that's perfect.
Not the big Texan belt buckle.
Now it's the big Texan sun mask.
How will they know you're from Texas?
However, I have to overcompensate even more now. Richard, overcome with curiosity, asks the person, "Who are you?" He starts reaching out towards the mask.
I have gone by many names,
Do I know you?
quite a few. Oh, I hardly think you would. My names are less important in what they are so much as what they represent. One moment, let me find this real quick.
Steph, do we get to see the mask?
Hold on, hold up, hold up. Where is it? I know it's here. I know it's here. Give me one moment. I'm looking for a thing. It's not showing up. Here it is. As you reach for his mask, he looks to you and he says, I must warn you, if you continue your current course of action vis-a-vis what lies beneath, it may be the last thing you see.
Richard's
And transparently, for sake of game rules and being transparent here, if you remove his mask, you instantly retire your character. You die.
Oh, I thought Sure Shot was just gonna go blind. I'm like, that's what happened to Jenny.
Oh, one moment. Let me adjust my green screen.
It's a good thing Call isn't meeting whoever this person is, because Call would absolutely take the mask off.
Give it the transparency.
Mm-hmm.
Richard's hand hesitates on the mask. He caresses it. Shall I simply call you? Tell me, what does your mask represent?
They've called me many things. Wanderer, but chiefly among them. That and so many things. They've called me an angel, a demon, cosmic explorer. I think
Some people call me Maurice. Sorry.
the answer to that question is one you already know. You can refer to me, and I will understand. Most just call me the man in the sun mask. I'm sure you, of all people, would have an appreciation for needing to hide one's inner self.
Where can I get a mask like that?
Not where, but when.
Tell me when. Tell me when.
Call.
Yes.
On a 10 plus on the night move, you get to describe what it looks like.
And this was me rolling for
This was your night move to not become the
Oh, that's
best
right.
suit wearer of all time.
I think that Calm will I think he'll stand up and he'll go to admire the suit. And you know, the two figures are silent while he's very clearly appreciating the craftsmanship. And he'll say, I am humbled and in awe both of your skill and of this gift. However, I think something that is important to consider is how tarnished and sullied it would be if I were to bring it out into the world that I inhabit. And so this is not a refusal of this most generous gift. It is more a matter of, will you accept me wearing it while I visit your shop and any realms beyond, such as when I greet your mistress, but then return it to the display in the window to help attract other customers.
Very well. You may wish to don your armor then, Sir Knight.
Thank you. And call Will right there. He doesn't. He's got no problem with it.
They do not break their gaze from you.
Call makes not aggressive, but like not even really assertive, just very aware eye contact with them. It's not quite a striptease, but there's a subtext of it.
Now then, if you please, come along with us. You, little one, may accompany us as well. And speaking of, as you're looking around, Neve, you find where did it go? Haha. Yeah. A crude iron brooch. It is very markedly out of place here alongside all the other precious materials. And since we're not going to be using any more clues for this threat, since we've already answered the question, you can add that to your personal quarters.
Neat.
And as your complication, I think that I'm going to give you a condition, but you're already at 3 conditions. So if you want, you can either mark a mask to avoid taking that new condition, or you can take the new condition and it will replace one of your 3, and you have to mark a mask anyways. But either way, you'll be marking a mask.
I don't want to mark it.
This is why conditions are bad.
What would the new condition be? Am I allowed to know before I make the choice?
Yeah, I think it'll just be welcome to my parlor.
I will mark the mask without and keep the conditions I currently have.
All right. Which mask are you marking?
Narrate a mask of the past. Narrate a flashback to your young adulthood in which you explored what the surface world had to offer. Um, all right. So, yeah, when Neve was older, probably about 16 or 17 in human years, or like at that maturity level, um, she's doing her thing and she is playing with her pod, hunting for fish, and that is when she hears music. Um, and she swims out to find a ship has dropped anchor. Uh, the sailors are waiting for some sort of functionary to row over and inspect the cargo so they know how much tax to charge the captain. Meanwhile, the sailors have nothing to do, so a couple who know how to play an instrument break it out. They break out the last of the rum that hasn't yet been drunk, and are just sort of having like a informal, impromptu party above decks. And that's the music that Neve hears. And so she swims up, and at first they're a little surprised to see a random woman in the water. Uh, but, you know, they're sailors. Oh my god, it's a girl! So they bring her up. She gets her first taste of alcohol. They teach her how to dance. Um, and she just has a really good time partying with some sailors.
Excellent. And with that, I think we'll go ahead and go to our stars and wishes here. We'll pick up the rest of our uh, night phase next week, do the last half of that, and probably do it a little bit more extended than usual, just because I had some ideas for some stuff that I might want to get done.
That would mean then that Hornby would be coming in during the middle of the night phase. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Uh,
I assume Call vanishes with the 2 strange women for several hours, since Ben won't be here next week.
Something along those lines.
Oh, dang it! You're right. I'm not going to be here next week. That's I wonder if I could like
You wander
make
off
it
with the
work.
2 strange ladies. We all know
But
what you're
I wanted to
doing.
be here for the Fey Lady. That's the thing.
Oh,
I'll see if I can make it work.
hey, let us know.
I mean, I'm not too beholden to a schedule right now. If y'all want, we can keep going for a little while longer. But I just lost
I-
track of time because I was having too good of a time running. So
I'm good.
we
I
ran
I can play
a little bit
longer.
over.
Yeah, I can
All
go for
right.
about another half hour.
And then in that case, let's take a shorter break then, like maybe 5. And
That's
then
right,
we'll
audience. You're stuck with us for a
back to
little
it.
bit longer.
Sorry, you get more content.
All right. We will be back. Hello, welcome back, everyone. We are going to be finishing out our night phase. So, to get us started, Rachel, if you would please take us back to the unseen.
Yes. So, Teddy draws a hot bath for a pair of good looking young men staying in the same room. In what ways does Teddy help bring the erotic subtext of this scene to the fore? So, what happens is that Teddy watches how these two young men interact with each other, and he can tell pretty much immediately that they are both attracted to each other, but they are too shy to do anything about it. Um, and so Teddy flirts with them. He flirts with one, establishes a rapport, and the second man looks at the first one, reciprocating, and realizes, oh, he could be into me, but now I'm jealous. And then Teddy switches his flirting to the second man to create the same effect. And he lays it on a little thick and does fan the flames of jealousy. He also convinces the young men to get, quote unquote, get comfortable. You've been in those clothes all day. Let me go launder them for you. And that's the excuse he uses to leave the room and then let whatever's gonna happen between the two of them.
Excellent. Speaking of things happening between the two of them, Dick, what are you doing now in this moment? You're muted.
So I know Dick had asked when. I don't remember what the man responded to that with.
That's right. He leans in and says, long before you were ever even a thought, I could take you there sometime. If you would shed this false skin.
Richard smiles politely and says, perhaps someday, but not today. I think perhaps I can still find my own way up. I've been getting distracted since I've been here. This isn't what I came to London for.
And what did you come here for?
I wanted to break the curse. Wanted to free myself of this.
There are many ways to break a curse. Neve, you and Call are both led down a flight of stairs and into a private area. There are dozens of lamps hanging from the ceiling, their flickering light seeking to escape. The shelves overflow with cascading bolts of expensive cloth. The walls are overgrown with grasping vines and withered flowers. Suits and gowns of exquisite craftsmanship line the room, connected by faint silvery thread and frozen in uncanny human gestures. Instead of mannequins, they are posed on the hollow bodies of former suitors. Oh, that was probably an ask first. My apologies.
I actually really liked it. That was me being impressed.
Former
Call.
Let's paint the
suitors.
scene. Yes,
Call.
suitors.
Suitors.
Call. We need to leave. We need to leave now. Call. We
Let's
have to
paint the
go.
scene. The bodies dressed and preserved here have been arranged with obsessive attention to detail. How does their presentation mimic the setting of a Fey court? I will post that in our chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh, some of them are posed in very indulgent ways. So there's like a Fey ballroom where the dance steps being posed would be impossible for a normal human to replicate.
I'm going to, yes, and that and say that several of them have been strung up with wires, giving the imitation of superhuman um, flights and leaps.
A number of them have also been posed as sort of as like valets and servants and maids sort of littered about as if they're there to ensure that all of the guests' needs are attended to.
Excellent. And as the two of you cross the threshold of this place, you both see a fashionable middle-aged seamstress of captivating beauty layered in silk veils, scarves, and extravagant gowns. You also see behind her the shadow she casts. It is not a fashionable middle-aged seamstress of captivating beauty, but an enormous, many-legged thing. And as she stands and walks, so too does that shadow. Welcome to my parlor, said the spider to the fly.
As soon as Neve sees the bodies, she's like, call, we have to go. We have to leave now. Call. We can't be here.
Oh, I see you're admiring my followers. They all have exceptional taste, never settling for the drab and mundane things of this world. They come to me because I offer a chance to be transformed into the person they always dreamed of. Tell me, what do your hearts truly desire?
I don't think they dreamed of being dead.
And now we go back to the unseen. Teddy returns to his tiny, dingy flat in East London. We see him open the door and look around the place. It's very sparse, almost Spartan to a degree. It's very gray here. Everything has a purpose, except inside of his closet. After he finishes taking off his shoes and untying his tie, undoing his cufflinks, he walks to his closet and opens the door. And there we see a shrine, a collection of things that no one would miss. Tarnished rings that weren't being worn, lost dolls never found underneath the beds of the hotels, beautiful jewels and shining silver threads. He stands there in this place and imagines what his life could be like if only these were more. Dick, where did we leave off?
You had just told Dick that there are many ways he could break the curse. Dick stands politely and bows, saying, I'm terribly sorry, but tempting as it would be to hear them right, I don't think I'm in the right mood for the temptation. So, I will take my leave of you, and we'll see each other again.
You know where to find me.
That another word, he takes off. He is going to um, go check out some bloodstains, and if he still has the night ahead of him, he's going to see if he can hunt down any trace of the vampire.
Excellent. Let's have the information move with, and I imagine you're using your supernatural senses to do this, correct?
Oh yeah, I'm like doing little like rooftop leaps. I'm
For sheer
assuming,
sensitivity.
yeah. Okay.
Or no,
That,
vitality makes more sense,
yeah.
which means you get it at advantage also, which will cancel out the disadvantage for bloody lungs.
Okay. All right. So that is, guys, I am so glad I took sensitivity at a +1.
Oh, this is
It is
vitality.
vitality at a, okay, fair. I am still happy about that. It saved me twice. But in this case, with a vitality, I am at a 10.
Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and we'll resolve this now since this is the last set of scenes here. You are going after, I would imagine, the brief scent that you got from the portal opening up earlier, tracking that down.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And it leads you to a, where is it? Keep losing things. Takes you to a place. The sign says Limehouse School. Smells bad, like unwashed bodies. Not dead ones, just filthy people. BO, mud, things like that. There are filthy children all over the place, a frustrated mistress storming away from a group of girls that are not learning how to sew. And as you stumble upon this place, you see something very strange and odd for somewhere filled with children. Violently discarded milk and sweets. The glass of the bottle shattered, the sweets bathed in that white gore. That is your clue. And also,
Violently
you are now at a
discarded,
different location.
violently discarded milk and sweets scattered about.
Yep. Call and Neve. What do you two do?
Yeah, so Neva's just like, I don't think they wanted to die.
Cole is actually going to answer that. He's going to say, you would be surprised that transformation in any form can be very alluring to people. They may not fully understand what it means at the time, but become something more than what you were.
This seems like they've become less than what they were. They're dead.
No. Just not there any longer.
That's dead.
The
No.
flittering of wings against a gas lamp. There are many, many more of these nowadays. Not all by my hand. I assure you, I did nothing that no one didn't get excited for when it was happening.
And then they died.
If that's how you wish to perceive it.
I have to imagine, madam, that your exquisite grand design is not something that is woven solely for the purpose of snuffing out insignificant mortal lives. You must have something greater in mind.
She smiles. Yes. I'm sure you've figured at least most of it out by now. I don't wish to snuff out anyone. All I seek is a mutual understanding between us so that someday we all might walk beside one another. And please, call me Weaver.
Weaver. Please call me Vess. Short for vessel.
Very well, Beth. She approaches and stops about 5 feet in front of the two of you. But it doesn't feel that way. It feels as if there's something there occupying that space between the three of you. And Call, you feel something chitinous and hairy brush against your cheek as if caressing it. And her arm moves in that same motion as that feeling comes across your face. And on the shadow, one of the 8 arms moves. You are special, aren't you?
So I have been led to believe, but every thread of a web is special in its own way, serves a purpose, contributes to the greater whole. So
And the web you spin does seem to catch many, doesn't it?
I
Those
am so blessed, yes.
following you. Even now, I can see them. You can too, I think. Is there any way that we might be able to come to some sort of agreement?
Yeah, stop killing people.
I can show you. They do not die.
It looked pretty dead to me.
You see the shadow move, and it starts weaving something. A set of needles has appeared in Mistress Beaumont's hands. She begins knitting. But the shadow is weaving. And as it does, you see a shimmering silver looking glass open in between three of you. And you can see creatures dancing in a forest. Creatures that are wearing the same clothes as the husks. And then the looking glass closes. Transformation is all I see. All I want is to make people complete.
Sorry, to make what?
People complete.
Mm.
And yes, I will admit, it does give me some satisfaction and staying power to do so, but it is not mutually beneficial, isn't it?
I'm afraid I must agree with my companion to an extent that this endeavor of yours, while grand in design and dazzling in execution, is something that brings pain and suffering to those who don't fully understand what they're getting into. And while I don't believe it is necessary to completely hinder the uninformed from experiencing the pleasures of the worlds beyond ours, I do believe that I hold a certain obligation to minimize the harm done to them. And so, in response to your request for finding an arrangement, it may be possible, depending on precisely what will satisfy you. And I assure you, I have a reputation for satisfaction, as well as what it is you can offer us in return for that satisfaction.
Very well. I can do as you beseech. I, so long as I may remain, I will transform them in not ways of fancy. I shan't take them back to our realm of bliss. No, but I can transform them nonetheless with love and silk, turn them into something mm, greater, though not quite what they seem. This will do for now, I think, so long as I may see you and have you from now and again, little fly. And you feel the chitin on your cheek again, and then on the bottom of your chin. You feel a very sharp pressure, and you feel that pressure abate itself, and a single drop of your blood floats through the air back toward her mouth. And I think that is where we will end our night scene.
No. All right.
Our night phase. Congratulations on resolving the spider silk seamstress.
You want to do the dawn phase?
Yeah, I think we can probably push through that real quick.
Okay.
So we get rewards because the threat was resolved, and Hornby will get those as well in the next one. The rewards for the spider silk seamstress are a flawless suit or gown, somehow perfectly tailored to your measurements, add it to your personal quarters. Makes a lot of sense for Galt. Sir Richard's silver-rimmed monocle allows the wearer to see through a disguise or spot a hidden clue. Add it to your personal quarters. A music box inscribed Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. However, the tune it plays is unrecognizable, causing strange dreams and delirious visions. Add it to your personal quarters. A Venetian mask painted with crescent moons and stars. The world appears more colorful through its eyes, but may cause temporary blindness if worn too long. Add it to your personal quarters. Or a memento from the investigation. Ask another hunter what it is and add it to your personal quarters.
The math, please.
Makes a lot of sense. Moon mask for sun mask.
I'll take the monocle.
I would like the suit, please.
Excellent. All right. And dawn questions. We answered a question and resolved the threat, so everyone gets those to experience. Sure shot. Did you experience an echo in the night?
I sure think I did with the working of the opium and the fine clothes into the first part of the scene.
I believe so too.
Mhm.
And did you share a treasured memory from the States during an intimate moment with another character?
It's the
I think you did with the sun mask, right?
The sun mask, yeah, with like the belt buckle and talking about my family history.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I thought so. And did you stick out in London society for all the wrong reasons? You were covered in blood and screaming. It's hard to stick out more.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. You got me there.
So you get all 5. Congrats.
Oh, good. Wow.
Paul. You answered a question and resolved the threat, so you get those 2. Did you experience an echo in the night?
I did not. No.
Well, I think I can give it to you, even though you weren't necessarily intending it, because of the way that it matched the sister Sendola praising you with the praise that you described in your unseen prompt. I think it still counts, even though you weren't necessarily going for it.
All right, I'll take it. Thank you.
And did you make love to a human in order to forget the darkness? Not
No.
this time.
No.
You get 4. And
Nice.
Neve, you get those first 2. Did you experience an echo in the night?
I don't believe so, no.
I don't think I caught one either. Did you delight in uncovering lost, forgotten, or ancient magic?
I don't think so.
I think you got close a couple of times, and then the big spider scared you.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? That's pretty fair.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you assert your independence or stand up for yourself?
I mean,
I would say that you did at the end there,
I
trying to be like,
told
hey,
off the
we gotta get
queen.
out of here.
Also, I told off the queen, stop killing people.
That too, yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right. And your bonuses for your quickening roll go away. And do we have? I don't think we have any more Janus Mask prompts. So with that,
We got one more thing though,
do we?
because it's the dawn phase, and I rolled a 12 plus on the.
Oh,
quickening.
that's right. You get a clue. What is your clue? Probably for the Limehouse Lurker, considering it's the only threat.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100% for the Limehouse Lurker. I think it's going to be something tied into. I could use some help with this one because I didn't think it was gonna. I thought it was gonna have like a week to think of it. I think it's gonna be something tied into either how the vampire sounds or smells because of their blood. No, that's not their blood. This the blood of victims around them. Dang it.
Well, you definitely got their scent regardless,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
I mean, I
Scent.
think there is a way to do that, especially if you're trying to angle it for the threshold question. You can definitely put your thumb on the scale and say, I think it's this or this by you can either say it's that you think it's young or old by making one that points toward that direction.
Yeah, I'd like to do one which points towards them being young. Um, what would be a smell that feels like it would be associated with that as opposed to like a musty old vampire?
Well, the kid probably bathes less, for starters.
Oh, I like that. I like that irony that they smell the rough and tumble of London in a way that a refined and elegant vampire would have long learned to suppress.
I love that.
You.
All right. With that, let's go to stars and wishes, please. Once again, let us know who you are, who you played, and any socials and other things that you'd like to plug, and then give us your stars and wishes.
Just a second. Cool. Okay, so everyone, I've been Amy. It's been a pleasure to be here playing Richard Dick Dashing, aka Sure Shot. You'll soon be seeing me running Wraithroad Anniversary for Soul Empires. Excited. My stars and wishes for today. Uh, Steph, I loved the your suit will be ready in the evening. That was ominous. I loved the suitor mannequins. Those were unsettling. And the attention to the shadow and the voluminous but invisible presence. Perfection. Uh, for Call, it's kind of a toss up between how you kept your cool with the Taylor twins and how incredibly horny Call was throughout the entire session. It was nothing but innuendos from him. I do not think I've seen so many before.
Thank you.
For Rachel, I was going to say the warmth of Nave's background stories, pushing their portal and seeing what it was like to connect with humans. But honestly, my favorite part was when they asked, "What can I do to make you guys happy so we can see eye to eye?" And you're like, "Yeah, stop killing people." It was amazing. Not a lot I expected from Neve. I fucking love it. That was fire.
I mean, that's sort of like the trade-off, I think, for like playing like the innocent cinnamon roll is like they also like are kind of like morally clear-eyed, like, no, this is wrong and you should stop.
I love that.
Thank you.
Is that me?
Whenever Neve is in a fight.
Hi, everybody. Thanks very much for being here, for watching. We always appreciate it. My name is Ben Ravensdale. I'm playing Call Jaggard, resident monster, paramour, romancer, whatever you want to call it.
The
Playing your vessel.
paranormal.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and you can find me. You know what? It's late. I'm tired. We'll skip that this time around. Just thank you for being here. Um, so let's see. As far as stars and wishes go, stars, I kind of I really liked uh I really liked Dick dot 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 going off and doing his own thing, and kind of pursuing the vampire arc. Um, you know, kind of actually my favorite part of it was you kind of describing how he was dressed kind of shabbily almost because Hornby's not around to get him ready. I thought that was very funny. I appreciated that a lot. So, um, Neve, I really love Neve's just overall like cinnamon bunness. Like with the we need to go, we shouldn't be here. We need to go. When the scary thing happened. Like it's I mean, everybody always says that seals are kind of like the, puppy dogs of the water. And I kind of definitely get like golden retriever vibes from Neve. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go along with you. Yeah, that'll be fun. I can do my thing." And then nope, 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 nope. Like grab onto the pant leg and try to like pull me out of the room. It was good.
Basically.
I liked it. One of my favorite things about Neve.
Thank you.
Steph, I really liked the way this is not me like struggling to find something. This is me trying to figure out what thing I want to call out. I think the thing I like the most about the way you're running things is like, I liked that you were kind of jumping between scenes, and basically you were doing it on a certain prompt when we made a roll. You got the results of the roll and then you skipped scenes, which kind of leaves us feeling a little bit of that anticipation, like, okay, how the hell is this going to go? Which I suspect is also you kind of thinking how you want to resolve it while you're doing the other scenes, which is very clever, but also builds the anticipation. So it's good. It's good content as well. Um, but you also are really good at kind of switching seamlessly between the scenes and the NPCs that you're running and kind of keeping everything on track. So very well done. As far as wishes go, I guess I wish Call had managed to have sex with a regular person to fulfill that last milestone. I don't know. That's the only thing I can come up with because otherwise it was a great session. I had a lot of fun. So
Oh, I wish to have a vulnerable scene next session because on that 3 conditions, I need to clear those really badly.
I mean, Call's only got one condition. It's not that big a deal.
You can't get rid of it, Ben.
No, but I can have fun trying. That's it for me. So
Yeah. So, by the way, Ben is at Ravensdale Publishing. You should check him out. Uh,
thank you.
I have been Rachel. I have been Neve. We have both been she, her. Uh, and I'm Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. Technically the Burning Bird app, but I don't go there anymore. I'm on Blue Sky now. It's open to everybody. You should check it out. Uh, yeah. Um, we also have a Discord. It's a lot of fun, full of very cool people. I will be posting the link now. Uh, yeah, come hang out if you're not there already. Um, and you should also come back tomorrow, where we will be running Dune. We're going to Geedy Prime with a couple of cyborgs and a Fremen who might be the Mahdi, so that'll be cool. Um, we also have started season 2 of Fringeworthy that happens on Monday nights. And as Amy mentioned at the beginning of the show, she will be running Wraith 20th Anniversary Edition. And we are also have a Tales from the Loop game that should be debuting in March. All very, very exciting. So keep an eye on my Blue Sky, where I will be updating that, stolenfires.bluesky.social. Um, Stars and Wishes. I really loved watching Sure Shot interact with the weird sun mask dude. I feel like you got a lot of his character out there. And then also the same with Call and the creepy Zoe ladies. Um, you both really managed to sort of display a lot of who your character is and what drives them on, and I really liked that. I also really liked how, like, in the scene, he was like, "You're killing people, and that's bad, and you should stop." And Call is like, "No, I'm gonna be more diplomatic about this." Hey, baby. Uh,
Yeah, I can't argue that. That's
yeah.
yeah.
Wishes. I just want to have more like actual like interaction with all the PCs because they're all fantastic and wonderful. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
same. Sometimes I feel like the structure of the game makes it harder to do that.
I think we all just need to have a day move. That's all of us just like hanging out at Hargrave House and like getting all up in each other's business.
Oh boy.
Is that an innuendo or is that like
You know, it's innuendo if you want it to be innuendo.
Call wants to be innuendo?
You know, we could do it next session when we could do like the vulnerable move. We could have it in the salon of the Hargrave house where we're all interacting with each other.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. But yeah, that's me.
Thank you very much. I'm Steph. I have been the keeper. I use she, her pronouns, and you can find me pretty much anywhere under the username Steph Infection. Uh, Mostly I'm on Discord though, just around. You might find me. Probably not though. Good luck. Uh, I have a couple of things that are still in the works. I'm working on Site 42, which is an SCP and control inspired Car from Brindlewood game. Um, I have some cool news about that, but I'm waiting to divulge it until everything's finalized. Uh, but cool stuff happening there. Um, you can see the first playtest of that on YouTube if you search Site 42 playtest. Otherwise, for Stars and Wishes, I had an incredible time tonight. This was very fun. Thank you all very much for being willing to go a little bit or a lot of bit overtime. And uh, as far as like specific things, I really, really enjoyed seeing how Call handled like the sudden shift of all of the things being interested in Call to being suddenly very, very interested in Call, and how he's just like, this is exactly what I wanted. And I love that for him.
I've got them
I'm
right
so
where I want
excited.
them.
I'm so excited for Most Beloved. It's one of my favorite conditions, and uh, no prizes for people familiar with the Between for guessing which threat gets introduced next week. Um,
I'm curious.
yeah, it's pretty easy to understand to know which one if you know the game and what happened and what I would know. Ooh, this is a condition that I like. Anyways, uh, for you, Amy, I really loved how, or rather, I love how intense and like off-putting Sure Shot gets when he's in control of the face side a little bit more. It's like it's like someone that you know, but they're wrong. And I love that. That's my favorite kind of shit. I love Uncanny Valley. It's one of my favorite horror tropes. So I'm really happy about this because it fits so well with the character.
Thank you for thank you for saying that. I want to give the vibe that even when no matter how he changes, at the end of the day, he's still the same person.
It's really good. And for Rachel, I really loved the paint the scene response with the little cheeses and the creams left out because I was like, yes,
Oh,
you
yo,
understand
sorry for it.
exactly what I was getting at.
Sorry for everyone on that. That was an amazing scene to put together. I love that paint the scene.
It was so great. I loved it. Uh, yeah, as far as wishes go, I'm very excited to get more vulnerable moves. I went a little bit harder with the condition rules tonight just to kind of emphasize the importance of conditions and getting them cleared. So I'm sorry if it seemed a little bit more punitive than I usually run. I just wanted to get that across like, hey, y'all are
You're
pretty
fine.
stacked. So I'm excited. I'm very excited to see vulnerable moves next week. They're one of my favorite things in CFB games. They can be so dramatic and juicy. Anyhow, that is pretty much it for me. And yeah, thanks for being here.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, folks.
Not everybody. Thanks for joining us.